From the great state of Texas, you are now listening to Skip the Noise podcast, a Rounded Edge media production. Thank you so much for joining us. And by us, of course, I'm referring to, not Rick tonight. Unfortunately, had to take the night off, so it is Ben, a.k.a. Mexican Nostradamus, and myself, Benjamin, Benji James, here for another tremendous episode. Shout out to Mike Tacklebox for the music. So the first thing, the first order of business is, now, Ben, did you actually create that little post, or was that something you found and started?
That was
okay.
That
so
was
you'll take
all
the artistic
organic,
credit,
bro. That was all organic.
So explain real quick what that was, because I thought it was pretty clever and fun.
That came from the pits of the earth. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I saw the more and more you read about like Kamala Harris and just how she's not really a liberal, right? She's not really doing anything for anybody right now. You feel me? I mean, like, so when the moment hit me was I was just kind of freezing, you know, the internet, doing my thing. Next thing I look down, it goes Kamala Harris and her statement about immigration. So basically, she basically told everyone, if you're illegal, you know, and if you're trying to get asylum here in the United States, and you come here illegally, just turn away. Basically taking a pretty harsh immigration stance, right?
Yeah.
And so what the fuck, right? Here we are. Everyone was fucking crying during the election. I said this shit to Rick too, who, we miss you, Rick. I know it's God, I want to say something horrible, but I can't. He can't defend himself. So we were talking about this, right? And basically we're going back and forth about like, Trump likes Mexicans or doesn't, whatever. And then I finally said, well, in the end, they really don't give a fuck about us anyways. Either side, both sides use us. Right. One side wants to deport us. The other side says they don't want to deport us, but then deport us. So that's what's happening now. Basically, Kamala Harris is now kind of just jumping. It's okay if she says it, right? So to me, I was like, if Donald Trump had made that statement, right? Boom. Motherfucking dude, you would see fucking, every single Dem jumping, all these liberal groups losing their shit, like burning down like bras, whatever. And she says it, and it's barely a side clip down like midway, not even on the front page of Reddit, really. It was pretty far down. No one said anything about it. And so that's why she is. Huh? She's the fucking PC equivalent of Donald Trump. Because if Donald Trump said the shit he said, and this is kind of slightly controversial, but as a minority female, how much shit would he have gotten back?
Oh, yeah. Like, right. So exactly, you're saying, had he taken office, but he was a minority female and had the exact same platform, made the exact same moves,
right?
Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. No, 100%. Think about it. If he was a minority, not just black, but any minority female saying half the shit he said, it would have been like, well, she's groundbreaking, or the whole thing, or the controversial term whenever you call a woman a bitch or whatever. There's always been that not subterfuge, but that like background concept that anyone, if a woman's too bossy in business, she's considered a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, like her attitude would have been almost justified, right? I mean, really, she's just a PC Donald Trump. Yeah. And that's all that's happening.
And here's the thing. It doesn't it doesn't mean that diversity isn't valuable to have, but it does show though a message, depending on what packaging it comes in and who's the deliverer or the sender of the message, makes a huge fucking difference. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And so that's why I said that, because that's what it's become, right? It's okay for her to say some crazy thing about immigration and make this harsh stance, because now everyone's trying to appeal back to the middle, right? But last time they were talking during the campaign trail, fucking what's his name? Biden's coming out to that. What was that? That Suavecito with his cell phone. Everyone loves some fucking Mexicans and Latins. Oh, we love you and we're gonna help you and blah blah blah. But then now, fuck it. We don't really need you guys anymore. We gotta peel back to the middle. We know you. So it was pretty gross to see. It was pretty gross to see. But I never liked her. She's a prick. She's a prick. She laughed about putting people in jail for marijuana. So you know what I'm saying? And
here's the thing too, like it doesn't mean like we're doing it right now, right? We're criticizing her. We're criticizing what she's done as a public servant, in office, right? That's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
You can't shy away just because now by the same token, I think it's great that we have a first female African-American Black vice president.
I think it's awesome.
The fact that exists is great.
Yeah, I think that's long overdue.
But it doesn't mean though that it takes anything away from that. If I'm like, well, the actual politician is a piece of shit, or whether I think that or not. But what I'm saying is like stating that and being critical of her decisions isn't being critical of the concept of an African-American female taking the vice presidency, but the media, the way it dumbs shit down and fucking gets it into like, well, it's either, ones or zeros, like some of this binary shit. You can't even have that opinion. It just has to be like, you don't like Kamala Harris, you're fucking racist.
Well, not just that. It was dude, like if anybody's in women, it's just like, what are you talking about?
It's like, no. It's not like, that in itself, we just created kind of by talking about this, we created this whole other topic where it's like, you can't be critical, dude. Being critical is important as fuck. Do you think time. Like, okay, if they're designing a spaceship, right? And this has got to take 15. Here it is. This is the trip going to Mars, right? This is the one.
Shit,
this is the first. Man, we should have saved this, but
the fucking kitty cat's fucking changing the brakes.
Kitty cat's changing your brakes. Down. I don't know. Is he? You know what I mean? Is he gonna add enough fluid, or is he? Fuck, I don't know. Does he got the? I don't know. He's a crazy kitty. He might be changing the hydraulic fluid. You never know.
Or it might be a transmission job, right?
Could for sure. And I do have. We'll save this. Earmark this for Party in the Back. I have a good snowflake story, like a little backyard mystery type of whole shit. So get ready for that. But I guess the point I was trying to make is that the media dumbs it down. It's either this or that. So you can't. Like if you're saying, well, I don't like what Kamala Harris is saying, I don't like where she stands on XYZ, you're like, you don't support, you know what I mean, women, or you don't support minorities. And it's like, hey, look, it's great that we're breaking these ground. Well, same thing, like when Obama, like I thought it was fantastic that happened. Like we made that stride as a country. That was phenomenal. As a moment, whether you liked his politics or not, it should have been a celebratory thing. Now, okay, but at the same time, he's still representing us as a country. Or now we're talking back to Kamala Harris. She's still, you know what I mean? She's representing our country in her office. I have every right to say whatever the fuck I want, no matter what. And that's going for shit, dude. Even people on the far ends of the spectrum that I can't stand. You know what I mean? They still have the right to have their opinion about it. As long as if it's based in some sort of fact, then I'm going to be like, okay, well, I don't agree. I think this because my thought process works like this. But hey, if that you come from a different set of circumstances, a different background, different cultural beliefs, fuck it, man. That's why we, you know what I mean? That's why this process exists. So you can vote, and that's why the whole thing exists, for us to disagree. But I don't like, in other words, don't feel bad about fucking shitting on politicians. That's what they are, dude. They're politicians.
Right. You know? No, I get you. And that's why I'm struggling with this, because really that's all she is. She's really just as conservative as Trump. Trump just kind of harped to all the ridiculous people, like the fucking, like, the crazy Bible thumpers and shit, but he really wasn't that person. We all know that. That man's never been to church a day in his life.
Hell no.
And so dude, like, that's what I'm saying. So they're essentially the same person, right? Kamala Harris is, when it came to the marijuana thing, she has backed, she's basically a conservative. she's just the sheep of wolf's clothing. And
right,
I mean,
right.
I'd rather wolf and whatever, the wolf in sheep's clothing. And that's what she is. And that's why I harped on her so bad, because what is she doing now? She's just going to play this semi, not even liberal, but almost conservative type background. And that's just the way she's going to be. And the funny part is Biden's giving her all those type of fucking things to do.
No shit. And like, here's what bothers me about this. Here's what bothers me about this too. Like, just in the big scheme of things, and just how politics and media and all this shit, how this game works. So you take a Kamala Harris, right, who's got certain beliefs and a certain track record, and for her time in serving California. You usher somebody like that in. This is where now we start shitting back. It's been a while since we really, maybe the election, we were shitting on the Democratic Party. Just,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean, as an organization, or as a whatever you want to fucking call it, but like
that's a corporation.
Or I was gonna say, no, don't fuck. That's
fucking
a
corporation.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That's kind of where I'm headed with this. So you've got somebody like that with those beliefs, and I just made up a word. You've got somebody with those beliefs. It's easy to usher them in if they do have the right packaging, right? Because you can sort of deflect what her actual stances are. And now, mind you, like in public television, on the debates or whatever, I mean, she didn't overwhelmingly impress, what I mean?
Just she was awful.
She was okay.
She was fucking awful. Remember, we talked so much shit about her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So no, that was true.
We talked so much shit about her.
But my point is this, that you can, because they've got us broken down in thinking into these categories and these boxes so badass, they can usher in a Kamala Harris because, you know what I mean? It's like, I know
what you're saying.
It's just like, she's a minority woman. So it's like, fuck yeah. Like that's the perfect packaging we need because it's playing on emotions, right?
Right.
So your emotion, and fucking rightly so. It's not like I'm criticizing people for getting behind her because of that, because you do want to see that progress. So you can't help but, you see what I'm saying? It overrides though common sense. And by that token, I guess the bigger point I'm trying to make is just like, you have to look at, when it comes to politics and government, you really have to look at it without all that shit.
You know what I
mean? Without the dog and pony show, and look at what who are you really putting in office?
Right.
Because it's the Democratic Party. It's like, oh dude, we got this one. Holy shit. California. Like, look at her, look at this. And then that's like perfect, like for them to move further center. Right. So like, it's
shitty.
That's why Bernie gets shit on, because he doesn't.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why I was bringing up, bro. It should have been fucking Bernie in there. It should have been Bernie. This was he would have changed the world. These two, and like I said, I think Biden is better than Trump, but I don't think Kamala is better than Trump. I think Kamala is the same type of person as Trump, just a little poorer and in the public arena the whole time. She's going to say whatever she needs to say. She's spineless, and you can tell with the way she is on her topics. In particular, debates. It was embarrassing the way she got smashed by Tulsi. And I'll be honest with you, Tulsi's not a good debater. Like, at all. So she got rammed by fucking Tulsi. So I don't know. To me, I just think we just put up the PC equivalent of Donald Trump, and I'll stand by it. I don't think you can't really prove that statement wrong, because the shit she said was okay.
Yeah. Right. So, like it's okay. I mean, the point is just, people kind of get blinders on and think with emotion. Now, I mean, if you can sit here and just tell me, look, man, you're wrong. Fuck you. Like, I'm behind her. It's like, okay, well, that's fine. But you may be, in other words, that's fine, but you may not, your beliefs may not then be aligned with what you sort of present yourself as, Right. And once again, therein lies the whole problem with I just hate people thinking about it. So, thinking about the identity part of the whole thing so strongly. That's why sometimes I like it when it's, not even if I don't agree with the actual, figure or whoever it is, like some of the people in the media that just sort of shake up, sort of the dividing lines or the categories. I mean, it's good. It's good that they exist, just to, if for no other reason than to start discussion and to think about these things and kind of break out of, because really what it is, politics means policy. Like it's part of the same word. That's at the end of the day, that all it is. All the other shit, like all those, even the political parties themselves are all part of this show. It's like just inherently in its concept, it's a show,
right?
You know what I mean? To get certain people involved. So don't think for a second that whatever they're doing isn't like a fucking I'm going to call back to an old episode of fucking well-oiled science. Remember that shit?
Yeah, bro.
It's oiled to a science.
Well, with all that,
they have statistics. They use Facebook and all that shit, dude. They know how people's minds work better than you ever could imagine that they knew your own fucking mind works, man. Like with all the algorithms, and they know how long you look at a fucking screen. They know they do so much fucking data. They have that shit so whittled down to a fucking point at this point in time that they can just be like, oh, this, like literally, if you drive a fucking, a Nissan Sentra that's gray, oh, there's a 47% chance that you
fucking gave up on life.
Bro, easy, dude. I have easy on the Nissan.
Fuck,
but you know what I'm saying.
No, I got you. So, and I feel you. So I think that was, I thought that was my profound statement of the day. I even memed it. So, if you guys have different opinions on it, yeah, let me know. But not really seeing the difference here anymore, guys. We just basically elected the Trump that could be accepted by people. So good job. Good fucking job. Because you know what? That should have fucking been Bernie, you fucking cocksuckers. And everyone knows it, man.
Remember back in the day when it was it Dole and Bush? Not Dole and Bush. It was Gore and Bush.
Yeah.
Rage Against the Machine had that video where like with like the graphic, like George Bush morphed into Al Gore.
Yep. That's really what it is, man. If you did a morph between Trump to Kamala, it wouldn't probably take that long. Yeah, please do
somebody with
mad
some editing, some mad videography.
If I did that shit, I would just have one pasted picture like swapped with the other one.
It'd be so dumb if we tried to do that shit.
It would be, you guys would fucking laugh for days how shitty that would be come out. But yeah, man, let us know. Hit us up on Instagram. I think we put that post on Instagram. So if you guys have anything cool to say about it or not cool to say about it, or whatever you feel, let us know. We're down to entertain the ideas. We may not discuss them all with you because we're not looking for drama. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but we may actually, we will read over it and see what you say. And hey, if something we mentioned in another show, that'd be great. Yeah. And if you have like a, what I'm trying to start for a long time, if you've got a not like a rant, but that breakout nation with you as the leader.
Well, yeah, I mean there's always that, of course. That's such a, maybe we'll earmark that for Party in the Back, and we might describe what that would be.
Terrified. You or Rick as rulers would just be fucking terrifying.
It would be, and it'd be totally two different types of terrifying.
Exactly. It would be. One would be
I'd be more like
Fago being splashed all over shit, and then Rick's would just be fucking high leather black boots up to the knee and clicks like stomps, like
Rick's would be all the time, full on re-education.
The first Mexican. He'd be the first. He'd make Spanish sound like German somehow.
Mine would be like Jim Morrison meets Charles Manson at a Juggalo convention. What a gathering of the juggalos.
Exactly, bro. Yours would be like what Sodom and Gomorrah were supposed to be. Right, it would be fucking like you would have like a fireball shield. That's how much better you'd be. You'd be ready for the scourge of God. But so moving on, some people that aren't ready for the scourge of God, these Houston Methodist workers, right?
Yeah.
They're protesting, I guess, the apparent need for them to get vaccinated for COVID-19. Then this brings up a pretty big topic, despite whatever your belief is for or against COVID-19 shots and whether they're this or that, or if we're all turning to lizard people as we speak. But the fundamental concept here that needs to be addressed is the fact that, is it really okay for jobs to decide on your medical care? You know, and you can even stretch that out to the concept of drug testing outside of probable cause or anything of that nature. Like, does your, place of business have the right to tell you have to do something? And so I know Rick has touched on it a couple of times, and I've touched on it saying, well, being that it's a medical facility is something that's kind of expected. We do have to be vaccinated for everything else. So it's not just a singular situation, right? It's not like, oh, just this. No, in a hospital, you get vaccinated for everything else. But rather, that concept with the hospital, I'm good with. So I think they're kind of being stupid. What I am kind of chiming on is the concept, the core fundamental of it being that your job can tell you what the fuck, what to do medically. And that's crazy. Right.
That is crazy. Well, you brought up something too, which is a good point. So if you're in the medical field, and I'm not in the medical field. I do have a lot of family and friends work in the medical field, but this is a question to you. So you brought up, so other vaccinations are required, right?
Right. I mean, like your
just
MMR, you like the ones you get when you're a kid, we have to do them again. Yeah. Before you enter a hospital. So whatever you got, you have to get it again, basically.
Right. So in other words, for them, for the medical workers, it's kind of like, well, and here's I'm sure the position, without knowing the details, I'm sure the position is that, well, this thing isn't like other vaccines per se, right? Because it doesn't have the whole, decade of research or whatever. So that is
because it's technically the safety. So they still haven't moved it from a research type drug. It still hasn't, gotten final FDA approval. So, I mean, I could see that, but what I guess my main core is if you're working at Chick-fil-A, should you have to get a COVID-19 shot? I mean, I can kind of see the publicity, you're serving people, etc. But what happens if you're the garbage man? What happens if you're whatever?
It's a slippery slope. Where does it stop?
Exactly. And what do you know? Next thing the next vaccine is to prevent, I don't know, something fucking else, whatever, colorblind, whatever. For the colorblind motherfuckers out there, should they have to suffer seeing color because would they have to be fucking vaccinated, right? I mean, at some point you have to look at people's freedom, right?
I like red being purple. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck
or
you,
whatever
man.
it is.
I like seeing multiple shades of gray. I don't want to see fucking. I don't want to see that weird number. That little test they give you with the color shapes. If you can't see the number, you're colorblind. Yeah, I don't want to fucking see that number. Fuck that number. And so that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, there's that freedom, right? So
fuck Roy G. Biv.
Yeah. What happens if a job says, hey, this is controversial, but think about it. This could be pretty fucked up. What happens if you have a job that says, oh, to all women, you have to be injected with the what's it called? The birth control. Yeah, with birth control.
Yeah.
So you have to be injected so that you can't
have kids,
which would keep you away from work.
Right.
Because we need you here at work.
That's some shit they do in China, like 100%.
Well, fucking for real, right? But the reality is, guess what? What happens if they start saying, well, hey, we lose a lot of productivity when you're gone. We have to find a temporary person. If you keep fucking getting, if you keep getting clips dumped in you, you could be pregnant several times during the time frame of 25 to 35. So fuck, we don't want you to do this. It's a big problem for our business. So, imagine that. I mean, what happens if a business that recommended that?
And don't think that they'll do that. Like, so sometimes people, when they think of concepts like that,
right,
they think of it in terms of like cause and effect. Well, maybe that is the right way to think of it, but here's what I'm trying to say. So sometimes it's like a secondary effect of, so they make all these stringent rules. Well, here's what happens. It's not the result they get by fucking over whichever woman is employed.
Right.
They set these standards, and now you deter women. They're like, well, fuck that. I don't want to work there because they're going to make me go on birth control. Well, then it's like they get what, no, but see what I'm saying?
Right,
they get what they want. They don't get what they want by fucking over the ones that's there. The real results are the ones that are like, hey, fuck that. Let me just work somewhere else. And then all of a sudden, 90% of their workforce is men. And they're like, hey, we're not discriminating. We just set these rules. And now they make those profits because the women don't,
right.
You know what I mean? They don't want to work there. That's
exactly. It's diabolical because
bro,
you know what?
That's how they think, dude.
Exactly. The Mexican Nostradamus sees in the future. You motherfuckers keep like trying to let them take some little things from you, and you think, oh, it's all good. I'm gonna wear 3 face masks. Dude, whatever, man. In fucking reality, the more you let them tell you what to do, especially businesses, the more you're fucked. The more they're gonna take from you. The more they're gonna try to find ways to break you down, to make you their perfect little worker. And these people are allowing that shit to happen. And I mean, this goes both ways. I mean, really, when is our body, right? Because you got abortion, you got anti-abortion morons saying, oh God, it's our choice. But then on the same side, you have the same people basically saying, oh, but it's my choice to when I should get a shot. Both of these technically can lead to lethality, right? If you don't get your fucking shot, if you get COVID and spread it, you could kill people. And abortion, it's abortion. So,
you're killing.
But you know what I'm saying? So it just spreads out to these fucking it's just madness to me, man. The whole thing, it's just crazy. So, what do I think? If I had to, put a hill to die on this one, I really think that at some point, we do have to take a look at how much our corporations can tell us to do, especially in regards to our body. You know what I'm saying? We really need to start putting brakes on that. I know this, and this is a hard term to say, right? This is a hard thing to say. And I know that freedom, that could lead to more people dying, right? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But it's freedom.
Right.
And at some point, human beings must be able to make their choices, and whether or not they participate. I mean, and that's what where you live counts. Just don't move somewhere because it's cheap. Move somewhere because motherfuckers think like you.
Yeah.
People have to start really thinking about these concepts. So if you want to live in a community where you wear 3 masks and everyone has to be inoculated, etc., find like-minded individuals and create communities. And that's what we're kind of missing. I think everyone just goes, oh, I'm running to the suburbs because it's cheap. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we all did it. But the reality is that no one thinks like you do. So, find communities that think like you do, so to further, help your normal everyday life, I guess.
And I think with that, I think you just basically described where I went wrong.
Oh, where?
Because trust me, everybody around me thinks just like I do.
Oh, bro, I went to the wrong fucking cities.
We have that in common, don't we?
Oh boy,
I mean,
definitely same thing with y'all. Y'all are just like basically like we don't. North Dallas in certain parts of like where you're at. It's the same. It's just as conservative. Where we came from was about as liberal as we could get. Like that's where we grew up in. Not necessarily our political affiliations, but where we grew up was super fucking liberal.
Well, yeah. Well, it's funny. Like I do have to say, like my particular subdivision, the larger area that I live in, it's like kind of like we're not too different than where Ben's at.
Well, I don't know, bro. Mine's pretty full.
Yeah, it's pretty. Maybe not that far. Not that far.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think any neighborhood in Houston could survive that way because it would be burnt down.
Right. Because I mean, I've told this on the story. Like where I'm from is kind of like a clusterfuck of just whatever the fuck. Right. Like in a blender. Whereas like here, so I do shit that like it's not really, you know what I mean? I'm just saying I don't quite fit in out here. I mean, I don't go too crazy, but
oh, bro, you're super cool.
Of course. Well, I mean, yeah,
you were definitely picked first for fucking like dodgeball.
Second, maybe second or third.
First or second. See, you're kind of uber cool, bro.
But yeah, so the thing is, the Methodist, the Houston Methodist workers, yeah, they have a little bit of a. I don't think it's not all or nothing on this one. I mean, they definitely have a beef, and it's definitely raises a larger question. So hey, on the one hand, like props to them for
standing up,
for standing up. I can't really fault that because I do see if there isn't resistance to shit like this, that could be quite a problem for the precedent it sets for other things to come. Right. And that's how you got to be thinking now. Where are these little things government took? I think I might even said this exact same thing on, I don't know if it was the previous last show or the one before, but something to the effect of like the government basically just in the last year, man, 2020 to like now, it was an exercise in control to a level that we haven't seen in forever, and they really got the public, even though, yeah, there's some people that resisted and protested, but like basically, dude, they told the public what the fuck to do and everybody did it. So like a social thing, like outside of the normal parameters of what they can say. Yeah, they can say you can't drive 75 in a 35. Right. We're used to shit like that. But it's like, yo, you got to put this thing over your face for you to go anywhere. That's different, regardless of where you stand. Nobody but prior to this, right, there weren't any liberals like, I need to wear a mask because of the flu's coming. Right. Nobody fucking did that.
Right.
Okay?
Because well, actually, dude, a lot of liberals were anti-vax in a way. Like a lot of those weird, crazy yoga moms.
It gets complicated.
Right, dude. Bro? They were fucking like, they're like, oh no. I want nothing but natural stuff for my children. You know what I'm saying?
No shit, right?
I want them to grow up on my breast milk till they're 13 and honeysuckles. So it's like it's like fucking like it. But then the vaccines came, and for them to be cool with their liberal peeps, they had to say, "Oh, I want a COVID-19 vaccine." You know what I'm saying? It was the natural anti-vaccine group came out of the hippie culture, to be quite honest. So it's kind of fucking funny how this whole thing worked out. It's kind of
weird. It's weird how these ideologies start to intersect, and
it just fucking pervade each other.
Yeah. The patterns don't always it's not like a rake. It's not like a rake when you drag it across dirt and all the lines just like evenly line up.
Nice.
It's all kinds of fucked up, it's like 6 different
yard work references, homie.
Yeah, man. So I just did a little yard work this morning, so it's fresh on my mind.
Yeah.
And I got my okra growing, sprouting, dude. They're coming like fast.
Hey man, this is a family podcast. Well, I don't want to hear about your okra.
All right, well, fine. Family podcast. Yeah. Fucking gardening. It's just Jesus.
Well, there's one thing you can't do too much lately other than gardening is just while we're staying on this whole concept of vaccines, what do we think about what Washington State is doing to try and encourage people to get the COVID-19 of their own volition instead of forcing it via, having businesses force it? What are they doing, B? You let me know.
What is this? Is this maybe bribery? Well, here's what they're doing. For the listeners who are not, laid out for their listeners that are not engaged. So the clever little funny term is jabs for joints. So in Washington State, they have a program where you get free samples of, that's right, marijuana to ingest at your leisure for, in return for getting a vaccine in your arm for the coronavirus. So that's quite a concept. I can't say that I don't like it because that's amazing. Like if I lived in Washington State, I'd be like, oh, no, I didn't already have my vaccine. I ripped my card up and shit. Like, no, I'm just getting it right now. I promise. Like, sir, it shows clearly.
Sir, you've been fucking. You've had 9 vaccines today.
Your microchip that they installed in you on May, right? You know what I mean? On March,
for the first vaccine.
Yeah, for the first vaccine that you got in Texas. That clearly shows that you got the injection. No, I didn't. What are you talking about? Haven't done it.
Fucking dudes going there daily. Yeah. There's going to be guys that have super vaccines. So I thought that was awesome. I mean, look, right? If you want people to do something, right? Fucking just give them something, right?
Yeah.
That's huge. How huge? How about hey, if you really want people to fucking do it, like joints for jabs, definitely fucking awesome, or jabs for joints, whatever it was. But
yeah,
dude, you know what else you do? You could do parking tickets for vaccinations, right? Right? Fucking clear out your parking tickets, or do like, no tax 6 months for your COVID vaccine. Dude, motherfuckers would be running to get it done. You know what I'm saying? Like if you could do something like, 50% off Arby's for your fucking vaccine. Yeah, motherfuckers doing it, right?
That'd clear that everybody in America.
That's what I'm saying. People would just be fucking knocking down the doors of fucking like the COVID place. So, that there's something to be said about fucking, instead of doing it this way versus doing it, you have to do it. You have to, and fuck whatever you think. If you do it by your own volition, check it out, huh? Hey, come get this vaccine, you're gonna get it right in your ass. But like either way, to me, I think that's fucking crazy. So it's funny, the juxtaposition of these two different complete concepts to get people to fucking do COVID vaccines. And I guarantee you, fucking Washington State will have a 98% vaccination rate in about a month. Okay, the whole state is going to be fucking blazed, and now no COVID. So guess what? They fucking did it. They fucking won the lottery. Okay,
the RN or whatever who's like standing over you in scrubs, he's all like, "Clear it, man. Clear it."
Yeah, he's like, he's like holding the bong while you're getting your fucking COVID shot.
Clear that chamber.
Clear, man. Don't be no wussy, man, bro. Hit that shit.
Yeah, let me clear it. I'm about let me take a rip. Oh my god, bro.
How fucking
you won't even feel it. Which arm do you want it in? You're not even gonna know.
Are you floating, man? I'm fucking floating. Let's do this. So like, to me, I think it's fucking hilarious. I think that's a better way to do it, right? I mean, offer people something.
It's not bullshitting around.
Well, the other one is Ohio. Remember, they offered $1 million to 5 people that had gotten the vaccine.
Wait, what?
They had, so basically,
like it's a lottery, but you
were entered into like a draw. And guess what?
It's like
Ohio's fucking vaccination rate. And look,
it's crazy. Yeah,
for all of our fellow Ohioans or people that are from Ohio that listen to this, and I know a couple. I love you guys. I really do. I know you very personally. You guys are probably some of the best people I ever met. But Ohio fucking sucks. So for their fucking, this is the state that fucking voted down marijuana legalization. Okay. So with that being said, it's just, they're all vaccinated now because, of this situation. So you see what I'm saying? Like if you gave a good thing to do, even the worst states, not saying Ohio is one of the worst states, there's plenty of other bad ones, but they would be compliant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you go to Alabama and say, you can marry your sister if you get a COVID vaccine.
You had
fucking
to go there.
Done, bro. Done. Everybody in Alabama would have 3 vaccines. They would go back to make sure.
Damn it. Trying to grow this fucking show. But you know what? This show is what it is at this point. Fuck, if we have to sacrifice If we have to sacrifice Alabama for me to keep it real, fuck it. Go ahead, sir.
You just see lines of motherfuckers in Alabama. I'm sorry. Alabama's cool as shit. Like the half of freeway you guys
parts
have
of it.
really
I think
crazy.
that's the thing. A lot of and that's the thing with a lot of these southern states is that parts of it are really cool.
No, man. Bro. Look, Texas, in Florida.
Well, Texas, same. Parts of Texas are really fucking cool, but there are parts of Texas that really suck my dick.
No, I said Texas, no, but infrastructure too, though, bro. If you've ever it's a whole driven through Alabama,
no, it's like true.
Even Mississippi,
Louisiana, our neighbor, our lovely neighbors to the right, Louisiana. Ooh. It's rough. It changes. I love the culture. I love Louisiana. I've been there a bazillion times. But there's a definite difference when you leave Texas and you enter Louisiana. You can tell right away. Anybody in Southeast Texas knows that I'm not telling lies right now. There's a distinct difference in every aspect of reality when you cross the Sabine River.
Yo, especially, bro, if you just think about it, as soon as you cross over, there's no freeways. The freeways look like just fucking like roads. Right. So you just see that clinical. So like all I'm saying is, despite my little jab at Alabama, who I do love, great beaches in Alabama, other than those little like parties where y'all like at nighttime when you burn things. Other than that, beaches are great. But in the end, like, that's kind of where we're at. Like offer incentives. Let people choose to take the vaccine. Then they're not dicks. If what I'm saying, they're not people freaking out.
Right. So
and this is coming from two vaccinated we're two sheep that got vaccinated already.
We did. And we actually talked a lot of shit prior. Yep. Like,
no, I still talk shit. Even with the vaccines.
I don't even think here. Yeah, exactly. Like I got it. And it was one of those things where, but I can't defend. Like if somebody tells me, fuck no, I'm not getting it. I don't say shit. I'm like, you know what?
That's your choice, bro.
Props to you. Like, cause I kind of thought the same thing, but I still got it. So I don't know if that means that, I don't know. I could go the fuck. I'm not going to waste 30 minutes on that shit, but you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things. There's factors, right? I have 4 children. I have this factor, you. So there's other things. Yeah. If I was like a 20-year-old kid and they told me to take it, I'd probably tell them to go fuck themselves. So.
Right. Or there'd be like some type of point of contention, and that's totally fine. Right. But at some point, if people are given incentive to do things, right, then do it. Yeah. But instead, what do? We try to force people to do stuff. But if you just give people some free shit, they'll usually do it themselves, even if it's horrible. Right.
Right.
I mean, there's tons of people who, have done just horrible things for any type of cash. So what the fuck?
No.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, just if you stop trying to compel people to do things and just fucking pay them. Because in the end, that's what we do for government. They take our money, they fucking waste it, whatever the fuck do you think? And guess what? In the end, it's just about dollars and cents. Mm-hmm. So just fucking pay the morons to fucking get the vaccines. Anyways, moving on. Speaking of monetary payment and things of that nature, El Salvador, and this is really interesting because I think this is the first country to do so, has now accepted Bitcoin as an official currency for its country.
Yeah.
Now, this is a big, big, big fucking deal.
And props to, we have to give credit where it's due. Props to Rick. I don't remember what episode, but did he not say, I think he said though, his prediction was that there would be like African country or two that would adopt this, but fuck man. Like he nailed it out. And he said that
he did because
El Salvador, but it's a similar, awesome. And if you look at it though, not to compare, I mean, it's a completely different like global regions, but it's a similar, like, let's just say you take X, whatever, like, I don't know, fucking Cameroon or some shit. Like, yeah, you can, in other words, it's not that dissimilar of a backdrop for a country to adopt. So in other words, I'm just saying props to Rick for like seeing that early and seeing the possibilities. Cause that's fucking what happened, man.
Well, now here we are. And you wanted to hear the crazy fucking part is?
Yeah.
This opens up El Salvador to fucking basically becoming like the new Switzerland.
Yeah.
Because Switzerland had lax banking regulations, et cetera. And guess what? It becomes a financial hub. Well, now El Salvador, with the concept of basically saying Bitcoin's an official currency here, that will be moderated by the US dollar. So transfer is pretty easy. Not that it isn't now, but it being an official currency, not like here in the United States, some places say, oh, we take Bitcoin, but a lot of places, don't. Well, now this is like Bitcoin's like having dollars in your hand. So that's huge. Yeah. I mean, and if that happens, a lot of Bitcoin investors may move assets into El Salvador, which would just enrich in that country, like by
it seems
massive
like that
amounts.
Would be and it also seems like that's probably, I haven't read into this because this kind of just came out. Like Rick had sent a text saying that like it was on the table and they were about to, and then they did it, like it went into law. So, but yeah, I'm assuming that probably was for in El Salvador's interest. I'm sure that was part of the motivation to get this thing done. And I'm sure that was part of the selling point, get it done first. Because that, like you said, that sets you up for a potential Switzerland,
Right.
scenario.
Well, 100%. And the best part is not only are they doing, like, they're not just accepting it, but they're actually taking I guess in a way to explain it, and I could be wrong. So financial people will probably, be pulling their hair out, but almost like an FDIC system where we back up anything up to $250,000 in a bank account's backed up. So let's say that bank is robbed, blah, blah, blah. It's federally insured. So we'll get our money. We don't have to worry about losing it. Well, that's kind of what they're doing too. They're taking out $150 million account in one of their banks or whatever. And that will be the money that's basically backing the place. So the purpose, so it's a trust fund. So the purpose of the trust fund is not to make money, but to support the decision of having Bitcoin as legal tender, because what it basically does is it backs up that money, because that's going to be the cash that will be used to exchange for Bitcoin at the daily or current rates. So in a way, it's kind of back in your play. It's because at any point you could flip your Bitcoin into straight cash. So they're kind of trying to even say, hey, there's not as much risk. You can flip it out. You can take care of it. It's good as cash at the current transfer rate. So it's kind of neat. It's really cool. I mean, El Salvador may have found a way to kind of lift themselves out of the poverty-stricken, drug nation right now that it is. And I'm not saying that like in a bad way at all. It's just
the reality.
It's a narco state, like completely. It's got, unfortunately, a decimated population. It has third world characteristics, if not complete third world blowout. That's just what it is. And El Salvador, with a brilliant concept, and honestly, much props to Rick for seeing that a struggling nation that is financially inept could attract massive amounts of business. And guys, we could see it's funny, was it 70 years ago, everyone went to Cuba, right? Because it was the party town. Everyone loved it.
Right.
10 years later, it was rat infested. And then now you go to the 90s, they haven't had a new car since 1950.
Right.
So, so who knows? Maybe as we get older, our people ever hear this will be like, well, El Salvador was a third world country. What are you talking about?
Right.
That place is nothing but like crystal palaces and like cocaine. So, what are you talking about? And we could see that birth. So we could be noticing a complete financial shift, at least in Latin America. And imagine them as a player on the stage too with Mexico. Like, man, that's wild. It's wild. So good for El Salvador. They're taking a big risk, but I think it could pay off. So pretty neat.
Well, that's the thing. That's where they're at, right? Like it's worth, and that's probably the thought process, but trying, in comparison. And that's what I meant earlier, like in comparison to like an African nation that might just say like, dude, fuck it. Let's just go for it. Like with nothing to lose type of thing. And it could pay off big time. I mean,
could pay off huge.
Obviously it could. Yeah. Could go the other way too, I guess.
Well, no. Right. If it fucking tanks.
And if it tanks, oh God, you would never want
googly moogly. If it tanks, people are fucked.
Real bad.
Oh, bro. If it tanks, shit's gonna get fucked up, man. I mean, it's gonna be really bad, bro.
Can you imagine that?
Dude, I hate to break this, everyone, but Bitcoin dropped from like 50,000 to 34,000 for about 2 weeks. That would roughly wipe it. That's like 25% of your total financial portfolio gone in 2 fucking weeks. And that's without some type of war or famine or some fucking biblical plague. So
arguably the most dangerous country in the world has a fucking tidal wave up and down fucking economy. You know, that's always cool. But yeah, obviously the upside is huge.
Oh, it's massive.
It's a gamble. It's a gamble.
Yeah, it is a gamble. It is 100% a gamble. But guess what? In the end, what else are they gonna do? Right? They're fucking fighting against what? MS-13. They're a narco state that's basically in between transport.
Drug lords run the country.
I mean, if they could actually get real money to suppress that, or just make every El Salvadorian more worried about like currency exchanges and stuff like that, imagine how quickly they could clean up their country. I mean, if you had unlimited funds and unlimited job opportunities, so people would have to risk being, having their hands and their balls cut off by the cartel, I think people are going to fucking go the other way, man. Yeah. So to me, I think the whole thing's a really crazy concept. I don't know. It really, when I read more and more into it, I was really shocked by how awesome that is. So big props to Rick, dude. He did call it. He may be our little buddy in art school, but he does see the financial picture really well. So I'm pretty impressed by that call, but we'll see. I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah, but with that, I think
hit a little break here.
Yeah. I think with that, we'll just take a break because I'm excited to drink another beer. What are we playing ourselves out to, bro? What are we playing out to?
I haven't. I'll be honest with you. Most of the time, the shit is pre-selected. So I will simply say that whatever it is, I trust my sense of musical direction on the program. So whatever it is,
I trust it.
You're gonna be
grooving.
You'll be grooving and delighted by whatever I select.
Audio ecstasy.
That's right. So enjoy that, and we will take a quick break here, and we'll see you on the other side of that break. Bye. And we are back.
We are fucking back.
We are fucking back like a vertebrae. But check it out. So the Biden administration, and I don't know who singularly is responsible for this.
There nonsense. Had to be a person though, right? There had to be that singular person who actually committed.
Oh, somebody brought it up in the meeting first, right? Somebody's that person. That person exists. So what they're doing now, we've talked about our dislike of the PC culture. And I mean, the idea behind being politically correct is maybe in a good place, but I think we can all agree that to some level, it is taken a whole new thing and it is branched off into these
levels of the netherworld. Like it's almost like walking into like even if like sometimes how you'll like watch a movie and it's just too unbelievable. Like that's where we're walking.
Is this even real? Yeah, right. Like I'm not
Like Steven Seagal running fast in a movie. You're just like, right. That's not real. Really, that's okay, not it's real. Never going to
happen. So, yeah, it's like when somebody does something and you're so baffled, you're just like, wait a minute, do we still share the same common reality? Or are we just, right. So here's what's happening. They want to refer to, a female who has a baby, right? Normally, regular people, at least in the English language, we've always referred to them as mothers, right? Well, apparently that's all supposed to change, and we're now to refer to them as birthing people.
Jesus,
because by God, you wouldn't want to make the mistake that somebody who is biologically able to create or to gestate an infant and spit them out.
I just don't see this as a
that you issue. You can't call that a female. That's the problem.
You're taking away the term mother, right? You're taking away
that. Dude, this has nothing to do with how you want to live your life, dude. We're not telling you what to wear, how to wear your hairstyle. All we're saying is that there is a actual thing that exists on Earth called a mother. Female.
And a mother.
And there's a mother.
And if you can't, if you're a transgender female, I'm sorry. You can't be a mother. That's just not the way it goes. But just because it makes you feel bad or whatever the stupid reasoning is for this just hyperbole of thought and ridiculousness, you just have to kind of think about the concept that not everything's going to fucking work for you. Right. I mean, when did everything work for everybody? Right. Like, do all handicap stalls work for people that are like, that have no legs and arms? I mean, at some point you have to fucking look at what's being done, right?
Exactly. And also too, a comment on the Instagram. So shout out to Just Press Foreplay. Said brought up chest feeding. That's another term. Right? I wasn't familiar with chest feeding. Shit. That made me, whatever I was drinking at the time, I spit it the fuck out when I read that, because I was like, you can't. But I believed it. I'm sure that's a thing.
Oh, chest it is. Feeding. I guarantee you, if you can't call fucking a person a mother, I guarantee you chest feeding is not only in the fucking vernacular. Like, you might get written up if you don't say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's probably whatever business has adopted this too, literally has we have I've seen breastfeeding rooms. It says chest feeding rooms.
Right.
I guarantee you there's been some type of ridiculous change like that. It's just madness. It's just stupid. It's clown shoes, and we're forced to deal with this. I know there's a lot of people that have problems with their identities, right? I got it. Yeah. I fucking got you. And you know what? I don't feel like you should be suppressed or anything taken away. But fuck, you do have to be adults about some things, right? Like, not everything can be nerfed. And it's not just about cultures. Like, if you have issues with a person just because of what they believe, how they look, their skin tone, etc., and not just because they're an asshole, if you have real problems like that, then you're an asshole. So, this isn't concerning those morons in this conversation, because they're never going to change, right? But let's just take the conversation of people that are supportive, want people to live their lifestyles, but don't want to be oppressed, right? I mean, what is it going to be? Chest feeders day, for Mother's Day, or some type of ridiculous deranged bullshit like that. So I think it's just too much, man. Like, I'm all for transgenders and people that want to be happy, whichever means that they take. But at some point you have to realize, like, this is kind of getting a bit ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a bit ridiculous. It's a lot ridiculous.
Right. I mean, imagine if you approached, my wife, a mother, and you're like, oh, I'm just going to call you a child bearer, or person who can have children, you know, and you know, it's just ridiculous. They're trying to like sterilize the sacredness of a mother. Like that's the cornerstone of our fucking civilization. Like whether you agree or not, you came out of a vagina. That's a biological reality.
For sure.
There isn't like, you know what I'm saying? There isn't like a fucking non-vagina that you came out of. No, you came out of a mother. And so to me, it's just fucked up, bro. It's just like, come on, guys, like, and girls or whoever the fuck you are. Let's just think about this. Let's just take a step back and have a little bit of common sense and be like, yeah, it doesn't really offend me that there's a universal conduit that we all love and respect the rest of our lives. We will always love and respect the mothers in our fucking, they birthed us. Why can't that one universal conduit that has brought every human being to this world, why can't we just call that a mother and, you're taking, and just move on?
Yeah, and you're sucking the life out of all the, like, you know, the beauty of femininity and you know what I mean, womanhood and all that, or
just the gifts of our gifts are curses. I mean, because you know what I'm saying, of being a woman. Right. It's bullshit just so you can appease some, you know, some fucking jerk off on Twitter who, you know, who has 20,000 fake signatures. You know, it's just bullshit, man. It's ridiculous.
Wait,
you know?
what?
20, like, you know, like a lot of the things that we do or we say is because of like some random troll on Twitter who's like, oh, you know,
right.
They make up this thing, right?
Yeah,
and then they have 20,000 fake signatures of, oh, I want everyone to wear red on Christmas, you know, some bullshit. You're just like, what? Like, that's all we do. We appease these fucking, like, I don't know, these trolls, because there's just no reason to even appease this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's dumb.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. And it's like, if you want to empower people, because, you know, I asked myself before I even said that out loud, I made it a question in myself, like anybody, right? For if they're barking real loud and they're doing whatever, it's like, okay, stop. Everybody stop. Look at me in the eyes. What are you trying to grow? Whether it's a concept, a movement, or like by your actions right now, all this loudmouth shit, what is it you're trying to accomplish with this? Right? Because you must have some, for me to take you seriously, there must be some underlying purpose. If, in fact, even if you believe it in your mind to say, well, I'm somebody like this that we just talked about. If I ask them this question and they're talking to me and they're saying, well, what I'm doing is for the empowerment of, you know, people who exist between genders. I was like, okay, cool. That's a perfectly valid stance to take. If that's how you see yourself and others that you identify with, and that's what you're trying to promote, great. But so that being said, let's look at the logic. Like, what exactly are you trying to do? Because what I think you're trying to do is misguided by, or what your actions are misguided by you.
Whoa.
Dude, I lost. You know what? Fuck it. I lost everybody with that. I guess.
Where are we, dude? Where are we again? Why do you do this? Bro, don't be a tour guide, okay?
You're gonna start, bro.
Dude, you don't be the tour guide of like fucking DC. You're gonna leave people off at the fucking, like, at the obelisk, and you're just never gonna find a way home.
Can you even fucking imagine if my job was to like ride on a bus and be that guy who like tells you about shit on the way?
Bro, the tour would never end. You'd still be on your first fucking tour, bro. It would never fucking end.
The fucking driver would be like, oh my God, just shut the fuck up.
You just fucking turn around, shut the fuck up. I want to go home. I just want to
There'd be like
home.
One person who's on like fucking angel dust or something, be like, what the fuck, dude?
Whoa, this guy's bro, hold on a second.
It's the best tour I've ever been on in my life.
Dude, if he's on angel dust, I don't think he's on a tour. The only tour he's doing is one through Nam.
Eating
all right, because
fucking-
if you're on Angel Dust, you're doing work, bro. You're not fucking like trying to learn different languages or subtext of ancient cultures. You're fucking popping caps in people, bro. Or eating people's faces, man.
I was trying to think of the most extreme drug, but yeah, I think to your point, that's probably not the one that would have them captivated. I don't know,
let's do something else. Let's do like
horse
DMT
tranquilizers, bro. If you DMT, if you're on horse fucking tranquilizers,
fucking running those perks.
Then you might think my little, then you might think my take on tour guide in this would be all the rage, but otherwise you probably just want me to shut the fuck up. But yeah, so the point is, man, so the point is, what's your real goal with all this, like, you know, all this barking and all this like and stirring up all this trouble? like in other words, are you actually, is what you're trying to do actually helping your cause, or is it just making people think you're a fucking psychopath asshole, you know?
Right. Exactly.
Where there is
exactly.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not discounting the need for, and it's not just specifically like whatever transgender, but I'm just saying, like, anybody in that type of position, yeah, like, what is your actual cause, and really look at, are your actions supporting the likelihood of that effect that you're desiring to happen, or are you just fucking in an ego hot tub and want to hear your own self,
right, exactly,
rub your own fucking nuts on the whatever.
Nice, rubbing their own nuts on their ego hot tubs. I think that should be a meme.
Ego hot tub.
Ego hot tub. Just fucking just sitting there turning the jets on pulse. Not even really accepting the reality that the water. I mean, yeah, right. It's not only the water's already fucking swirling. I mean, now you got to have it on fucking pulse. Like, it's got to be timed to your music. You know what I'm saying? People just fucking go too far with bullshit, bro. So yeah. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
Yeah.
But anyways, just, you know, breaking from that fucking tantalizing steak of a conversation, what's been pretty fucking dead lately is the fucking UFO fucking chat, bro. We were just talking about this because we're trying to find some shit. Yeah. Because like, we were going to lead you motherfuckers even further down the trail with some wild philosophical talk. You never know, the nice young. But we fucking started talking about this alien shit, and there has been little to no conversations regarding it. Now, Jeremy Corbyn still fucking, Corbyn.
Well, they're still putting shit out there.
Oh yeah, he's still fucking blowing shit up on Corbyn. He's still blowing shit up on fucking Instagram like a motherfucker, like every other day. I think I saw something where he had more military people confirming these stories, et cetera, that the UAP program had been instituted. So, but now it's gone quiet, right? I mean, we're probably, we're technically a week to 2 weeks outside of the first possible disclosure. Whenever they first listed that it was supposed to be disclosed, if you think about it, dude, that's 6/15.
Yeah, well, I know. And you know what I think this is?
What?
You know how, okay, so the Super Bowl, so the end of the conference finals happens, and then there's a media week, right, for the Super Bowl, and then there's actually the week of the Super Bowl.
Right.
There's always that gap.
Right.
And they always joke and say, like, that's the slowest news week in sports. Like, you're going to talk, one guy's going to talk in loops about, Tom Brady's blah, 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 like his percentage against this fucking blah, blah, whatever. This fucking defense that the opposing team runs, blah, blah, blah. I mean, they're going to break down, they're going to fucking break down, like, if he wakes up at 7:15 in the morning, as opposed to 7:18, he's, on turf.
Right.
And he's wearing his white cleats, like he's fucking 36. You know what I mean? What the fuck?
I feel
like it's ridiculous because they have nothing to talk about. So they're just going to go through every fucking possible outcome and whatever. And then at the end of the day, what happens is what happens.
Right,
so, it's the same kind of thing right now, is like the coverage is all just sort of regurgitating, like, oh, well, let's look a little bit deeper onto these things and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's not a lot of stuff breaking.
Right. And that's what's killing me. But I want to know Like, what the fuck is really happening, right? I want to see something else. And so I'm just wondering, in a way, are they just building up for the big press release, right? For the big, like, oh, UAPs definitely declared unknowns, not necessarily. And for them to say, I wonder if it'll be more of not of Earth origin, or they'll just say not of origin from current countries, that we know of, or something, because it's going to be pretty big, man. I mean, no matter what they say, that's wild shit. These things are committing crazy maneuvers at high speed.
Yeah, right. And I guess the biggest, not concern, is just like, so yeah, they're going to disclose, but as far as how they frame it and what the commentary that surrounds it, whatever variables that they can control, it'll be interesting to see how they approach that. And what I mean is like how they steer it, right? So there's information and they've got to tell you what they've collected. But at the same time, there's not like a set format for delivering this type of fucking news, right? No, it's pretty unprecedented.
There isn't, bro. I mean, think about it. There's probably some fucking press release guy like biting his nails off, fucking having nervous fucking breakdowns.
I've never done this before. What are you looking at me for?
Are you fucking say that there's aliens? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
No, really. Like that's an actual thing that's happening. Is that dilemma?
Someone's job right now is a possible.
That would suck to have that job.
Release of aliens saying yes, and then the worst part is if it's negative, right? If they say, "Oh yeah," and just to let you know, everyone's gonna get pumped in the ass by the aliens at least once a week.
And not only that, they figured out a way to physically separate your soul from your actual flesh and blood, and they also figured out a way to eat
rice. Bro.
They also figured out a way to eat that. So basically, what's going to happen?
Take away your afterlife. They're going to take away your afterlife.
Because I mean, we're not playing by any rules anymore. Like they're just like, oh yeah, what your whole concept of humanity that thinks that there's an afterlife. Yeah, no, we just kind of end that because we supersede your reality, and we're actually the controllers of everything you think and believe, and everything that you perceive to be real was invented by us.
That's some Scientology shit right there, bro. You went on that Ron L. Hubbard kick right there, dude.
Well, you know what I mean.
Trapping the souls and the soul keepers after they dumped them in the what's it called in the volcanoes,
the buffet.
Earth. Yeah, bro.
Oh, in the volcano.
Yeah, dude. That's wild. But yeah. Keep going.
Hey, speaking. Well, no. This is a little anecdote you're gonna like. So this was I don't even remember. I don't even know what year this was. This is probably like maybe mid-aughts. Like I want to say maybe 2005, 6, 7 ish.
Good years.
So on Westheimer and Fondren, it may still be there. I don't know, but there was a Scientology branch there. Okay.
Right.
Tucked away, just very nondescript. You know what I mean? Little strip center or whatever. It was right next to some like weird metaphysical bookstore.
Nice.
And so there was this little Scientology fucking branch though. And it just looked like from the outside, it just looked like it was, no, they did have like this little weird gate thing. So all the other businesses in this little strip center, it was just like, you're walking into whatever, a fucking dentist office or whatever. But yeah, then they had the Scientology part was kind of in the corner and it had this like weird little gate. Anyway, so I was always like walking around there and like had noticed it and be like, okay, that's fucking weird. But I've never really obviously went in there. I think I went to the bookstore like a time or two. But anyway, I was always curious to that. So one day I was driving past there and there was like a protest. And this was big before like anonymous was common knowledge. Right. The group, the hacking group, Anonymous is what I'm referring to. Whereas like the guy comes on YouTube wearing the Guy Fawkes mask like that.
Yeah, those guys are gangster.
Don't have V from Vendetta. Yeah, the V from Vendetta mask that most people
remember the 5th of November.
Yeah, right. So I was driving, and then there was all like hella dudes with that mask, in fucking signs and shit. Like, no,
dude,
I'm not even kidding.
Early
Did I never tell you this?
adopters of that? No, dude, early adopters of Guy Fawkes mask are fucking terrifying.
So
because those guys were on it before anyone else.
Yeah. So this was a whole group. Not every single person in this little protest was wearing the Guy Fawkes mask, but there was at least like, there were several amongst maybe like 20, 30 people. And they were holding these like handmade signs saying like Google, whatever, like these names of these people that apparently had been abducted, brainwashed, and like fucking, canceled out or zeroed out, or however you want to say it, like fucking disappeared by a Scientology thing. So they were protesting that Scientology branch. Bro, shit was so fucking weird.
That is crazy, dude. You never told me about that.
Yes. Yeah, so I stayed there, and it was all these names. Like 2 or 3 of the signs were like, basically they were trying to say like, hey man, like all these people gone fucking missing, and man, that was some real shit though. Like, what's her name went in on them all the way. The actress.
Which one?
What the fuck's her name? Leah Remini.
Oh, Christy Alley. Oh, Leah Remini.
Which is she? Maybe she did too. But
Christy Alley was all, dude. A lot.
She was
of
in
those
that shit too.
People were in that shit.
Shit's
dude,
fucking
tons.
weird, bro. But anyway, that was like some random shit. Like I just saw that fucking protest all of a sudden. And but all those dudes in the mask before, that's what I'm saying. Like before that was associated with Anonymous and the YouTube videos and that voice, like we will take over Amazon's fucking supply chain communications.
Dude, I'll tell you right now. Your impersonation of that is fucking spot on.
Is that spot on?
Spot on. I've never heard, dude. I was fucking scared. I was like, oh boy, this motherfucker nailed that shit. I thought I was being anonymous. I thought I was being anonymous right now. Like, you better be careful. You will be anonymous. I mean, fuck, bro. I was scared, man. That was hard.
We will delete you from existence.
Right. You are no longer get credit cards. Your credit score will be 1. Like no one will loan you anything. You know what I'm saying? Right. Fucking scary, bro. That scares me more than anything. If I got anonymous, I'd be terrified. Like those guys will like literally make you dead. Like remember the fucking movie Hackers? Remember that movie Hackers?
I never saw it,
dude. I remember it was fucking.
I remember it existing.
What's her name? Used to be married to Brad Pitt. Angelina Jolie. She's in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, that's
Bang.
right. No,
wow.
I remember that.
Gorgeous in that movie. And like basically they play a game because there's some like federal officer after him, and they just like one guy just kills him. He just like gets a fake death certificate and kills him. So he's like he's trying to call his HR to try to like file some type of claim, and they're like, oh, so you're this person's dead. And he's like, what? And so anyways, like that's the anonymous thing. You can get fucking murked on your digital records. So yeah, Mad Love Anonymous, you guys are fucking cool. Please don't take anything. I don't have much to take anyways.
There's just like a whole warehouse of dudes like hanging in tuna nets, like 30 feet off of the ceiling.
Tuna nets, bro. Why are they in fucking tuna nets, dude? Like, why is it always got to go that route? Why is it got to be fucking tuna nets? I'm so fucking confused. Like, why are these motherfuckers? What the fuck is this? Is this like the? No, bro. Hold on. Is this like the fucking like what's that shit? Gilligan's Island of fucking like what's happening, bro? Tuna nets?
Here's what I'm envisioning. This is fucked up. Like a warehouse, and they have like a grid of like rafters on the top, like the fucking cross beams and shit, like way up on the ceiling. And like each like 5-foot segment, there's another net hanging. And like, so
why can't they have floors, bro? Like wait, who?
Because you're basically like you're screwed. Like if you're in a net, if you're hanging from a net like 30 feet in the air, you're essentially useless.
How are you gonna? How does that?
So how's that
conducive
storage
to a good like office space, right? Like, how do they have like meetings and shit, bro? This is horrible. This is horrible. I think the productivity is being driven down. You may need to get a consultant.
I don't mean like dude, I don't mean a warehouse like where they're supposed to be
like hanging by nets, bro.
No, that's not. They're not assigned specific tasks.
Okay,
they're being stored there after their identity has been cleared from existence, and they're just basically.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
I get it. It's just like a fucking like just this dude pod of like people that are just it's a fucking wreck shop on the cyber world. Okay,
well, think of it this way: instead of the Matrix, where it's like you're in those little cocoons,
right?
You're just like in cocoons that are like hanging from the ceiling.
Okay, I get you. I like it. I like it. So they're like, it's like fucking what's the name? It's like the movie Cocoon, right? Remember whenever fucking Gutenberg rolls up in
the
that
walrus
big fucking area? Yeah. They all fucking roll up and there's all these fucking cocoons. The old people are super awesome young. Yeah.
Playing volleyball.
Okay, I get it.
Or whatever.
I get it. Yeah. Oh, dude, the best part was whenever they showed the two old guys. Remember the dude from diabetes commercials?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like the walrus guy.
It was him and another guy. It was like, what's his name? He was in a bunch of movies. Anyways, they showed him like dunking, you know, and the not so slightly racist depiction of them playing basketball against black guys, and then two old guys like dunk on them. Like it was just like, oh, bro, that's like every racist white person's. Yeah, that was like two because they came back. That's like every racist white person's dream to dunk on some like buff black guy. How fucking horrible was that, bro? You know what? Fuck Cocoon. Yeah, you're gonna have to quite honest with you. You have to revisit it. It's racist as fuck. It's like, oh, I'm an old white man. Watch me dunk on you, even though I've never been able to dunk my whole life.
Right,
you know?
But somehow now I can.
Fucking
the Fountain of Youth. Yeah, I forgot that. I
Yeah.
remember I've seen Cocoon, but I didn't remember that. I didn't remember getting that out of hand.
Had the Gutenberg, dude. He was fucking running it. You know, he was fresh off of Police Academy, fucking just tearing up the cinematic quality of everything, bro.
Isn't it crazy how many police academies came? I mean, I know there was 6. I think like in theaters.
Oh yeah, I think there was.
And I know they had a couple made for TV. Well, they had a couple made for TV. That's where it kind of gets like, okay, are these really police academy movies at this point?
It got rough. It got rough towards the end.
But the Goots
handled it.
But think about the Goots. But think about this. Goddamn, man. Aside from Fast and the Furious,
right?
That's a lot of fucking sequels.
Oh no doubt. No. You cannot disrespect Police Academy because it was a very long-lasting fucking series, and people still paid for it. Like as ridiculous as you want to say about that,
and they kept getting worse. It wasn't. It's not like, you know.
Yeah, bro.
After it's not like they kept getting better to where you're like, oh, I gotta see 6. Like, fuck. I mean, 5 was. Dude. Definitely not worse than 4 for sure.
But dude,
but they were funny. Like the first and second one were pretty damn good. Even 3 was all right. Yeah,
3 was decent, but 4.
Oh, once they went to like Miami and shit, that's when you're like, okay, no.
Oh, remember Tackleberry shot a fucking shark?
Yeah,
with his fucking hand cannon. You're just like, oh.
Once dude. Like any sort of movie series or anything, once it's like in Miami or like if they relocate it, and that's the whole concept is like, yeah, this is fun. Like this is the whatever movie franchise you're used to, except we're going to be crazy and we're going to take it to Hawaii, you know, like that's all it is, dude. And it's like, the jokes are so fucking smashed over your head. Like, oh, dude. This is beach vibes now. So we're all surfing. You know, it's so fucking stupid when they do that with movies. Like
it was
the awesome. Brady Bunch takes, you know, I don't know.
Oh, right. Just all the little, remember fucking Gilligan's Island? Like towards the end, it did the same type of bullshit. It was like all of a sudden, the Harlem Globetrotters landed on our uncharted island that we haven't been landing on. And then like they'd wake up the next day and they were gone. It was like what kind of dicks with the Harlem Globetrotters be to not mention, oh, hey guys, we play basketball with a bunch of these fucking people who've been stranded on this island for 20 fucking years. Maybe we should send somebody back.
It's so weird with like the whole Harlem Globetrotters, where what a weird fucking thing to exist. Like, so when you think back to like, cause Scooby-Doo, right?
I think like, the fucking Harlem Globetrotters or the Templars.
They were on multiple Scooby-Doo episodes. And you know, I went to one Harlem Globetrotter exhibition when I was a kid at the Summit. It was fun. I remember one of them's name was, because you remember in Scooby-Doo there was like there was Curly, there was like, you kind of knew the Harlem Globetrotters, like there were several of them, right? Like the starting 5 or whatever.
Right.
But this was obviously like whatever, the maybe late 80s or 90s. And one of them's name was Twiggy or whatever. And they did all the same little tricks, and they beat, was it the Washington Generals or whatever the fuck the team that they always beat was. And it was fun. Like they were doing half court shots behind their back and shit.
It's pretty awesome though. The show is really
it's entertaining. I love it. No, it's great. It's great entertainment. It's weird now because it doesn't quite hit the same.
Well, it's different now. You know, the team.
It's different.
It's co-ed now.
Well, right. Well, aside from that though, it's just culturally like we're in a different place to where it's not.
Whoa! What are you saying, bro? Like,
no, what I'm saying is like it's just that it's not that crazy. Like there's the and one stuff. There's the like basketball's different. True. Like, you know what I mean? It's like
you have the professors still out there fucking people up on.
That's what I'm saying. It's more like that now. So like dudes doing like do. It just doesn't entertain as people the same way. But when it was like in the 70s, when it was like the shit and they were on all the cartoons and TV shows, that's fucking weird though.
Right.
Like somebody was really promoting the fuck out of the Harlem Globetrotters, I guess is my point. This is something that I'm realizing literally right now.
Templars. They're the fucking Templars.
Well, yeah. What's that angle?
They're probably
like, what were they trying to fucking...
They're probably carrying the Holy Grail. That was the point. They were going to reintroduce the Globetrotters as the fucking Templars.
Okay. You know what happened? Crazy little circle passing.
Yeah, dude, the circle passing
shots.
That ball was the Holy Grail. We missed it. It was in front of us the whole time.
Is it all symbolism?
It is.
Is that what we missed?
No, I'm serious. The ball itself was the Holy Grail. It contained the blood of Jesus inside that ball. That's why they like all do. It was just a whole religious ceremony to like, you know, the right people having control of the blood of Christ versus, you know, the Harlem Globetrotters, you know, were like the symbolism of peace and like unity, whereas the Washington Generals, you know, they were just
is that even what it is? Hold on a second.
I think it is the Washington Generals, right? Or Washington. No, it's not Nationals, it's Generals, right? I fucking remember seeing that. I am old.
Hold on. This is one of those I have to.
It's going to be amazing. I can't wait for you to dig this one out. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure that the other team were just basically the Nazis. Like, that's really all it is. And so, yeah, I mean, I fucking missed that shit. Dude, that was a great show. I remember seeing it as a kid. It was awesome.
Okay, let's explore the Wikipedia page of the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh, no. Fuck.
So championships. This is under that tab. The Globetrotters won the World Professional Basketball Tournament once. In 1940, beating the Chicago Bruins with a score of 31-29. That's a loaded sentence. There's so many things going on there.
Right.
I'm trying to think. Current roster. So they do have a. Okay. Hold on. I'm trying. What the fuck is it? Team that played. That's all I want to know. Versus who? Yeah, it was the Generals. Okay. Washington Generals.
Yeah, I was to say, I was pretty sure it was the Generals.
Yeah, that'd be. Okay. Hold on. Anyway.
Yeah.
So the fucking Washington.
So Washington Generals, aka the Nazis, were against, you know, the forces of good. And that was the Harlem Globetrotters, dude. They were probably the Knights Templar, or they were some type of Psy-OP trying to control our mind with basketball. Maybe they just really wanted basketball to be like the national sport versus baseball.
So you think it was psyops?
Psyops. They're just trying to.
What
make
kind
us
of?
all like
Yeah.
that.
What they were? This is interesting. What do you think they were trying to usher in? What sort
Who
of?
knows? Who knows? Maybe. Well, I think honestly, like it was probably a good psyop, because when everyone saw the Harlem Globetrotters, you saw like a bunch of, good people trying to make you laugh. Wonderful with the audience. Generally look like great people, and they typically were African American, right? I mean, that's just
almost,
the nature of the
Well, and here's the thing:
Harlem Globetrotters. I mean, it's Harlem,
but I think Harlem, right? So I think that's part of the thing too. Like without, I don't know the whole history of the Harlem Globe, but obviously, I'm sure that's part of the whole. You know what I mean? Like what they're trying to promote, the package,
right? They're trying. I think I think it was a good
kind of a PC campaign, like a good not good Samaritan, like a.
Well, just show like
what's the word I'm looking for?
What?
Yeah, no, for sure. Like to usher that in, be like, hey, because this is at a time, mind you, where
because they started in the 50s or 60s, right? I remember black and white.
They won the fucking. Didn't you just hear me? They won some fucking tournament in the 1940. So they've been around a while.
I'm saying. So they've been forever.
So right. So that's the thing.
They were a good team to try to usher in maybe some more desegregation things.
Maybe desegregate. Right. That's what I'm getting at. So. Yeah, I'm sure. Obviously, that was part of the reason they were.
Oh yeah,
they toured and they did what they did. But yeah, that's interesting. Team, bro. I'm gonna look actually.
We need to dig into this. I bet you there's some type of weird secret where they're like bathing in baby's blood or some shit. But it's gonna be fucking nuts. I'm telling you something. I do remember them pushing the shit out. They were on every Scooby Doo. They were a big franchise. Yeah. Right now they're actually pretty like kind of forgotten, lost in the history of entertainment. But yeah,
they still exist.
They do.
They have it,
but not to the level they were. Not to the level they were.
No, not even close. So Skip the Noise listeners, support if you can the Harlem Globetrotters in any way you possibly can.
For sure.
Maybe just give them a few. I'm sure they have a YouTube channel where
or just do a really good chest pass to one of your friends. Just do something.
That's right.
Yeah, man. Remember fundamentals: step with the foot and then pass. Right.
That's right.
Hide it exactly.
Pretend you're gonna make a chest pass to your friend, and then put the ball under your shirt and go woo and wave your hands around so your friend spins around like an idiot and falls down.
Yes, and make sure you hide it behind it, in the back, and then just and
then you stick one arm out.
That's the way to do it, dude. And honestly, that's probably, dude. They're like the you ever seen that South Park episode where the Peruvian flute bands are the saviors of the world?
No, I never saw that.
Yes. Sounds everyone out there needs to go and watch it. Anyway, so the Peruvian flute bands were basically, spoiler 3, 2, 1, basically trying to save the world because they prevented some evil menace from taking over. Maybe the Harlem Globetrotters, they're a Peruvian flute band. They're preventing like the evil of like some type of like weird Cthulhu creature trying to come from it. If the Harlem Globetrotters are out there, guys, we're safe. We can sleep at night.
Very good. Well said, sir.
Thank you. With that, I think I think we're winding on down. Are we gonna do you have any what is it? Remember the other day we started
advice for
the youth? Do you have any advice for the youth? Let's give it a good quick one. What would you advise 25-year-olds?
The younger
what would you say to a 25-year-old today? What would you be your advice?
Okay. So the thing is, with the 25-year-old, they probably wouldn't have to, because they don't really have the built concept yet for what I'm about to introduce. So it may be kind of redundant, what I'm about to tell them. But just sort of let it, here's the thing. Don't let people tell you to not follow your intuition. So what I mean is like, you get a lot of people that are outside people, okay? People, and they love you, right? They're your friends, your family, whatever.
Right.
You make decisions. It's really hard to argue with the fact that at the end of the day, you kind of know what's right or wrong. Like it's a feeling, man. You can feel it like chemically, like radiating through your body. Like when you make a decision that you're like, this is right. Like for me. Okay. So whenever you get to one of those moments, believe in that and fucking do it. And don't give in to the temptation to be like, fuck, but I don't want to deal with the outcome of the dissonance or whatever that's going to come from their side or whoever these loved ones are that you care about. And it's tough because you do care about them and they're the only people that you actually care about their opinions of you. So it's easier said than done. My suggestion is when those things come up and there's something that you can just feel in your fucking molecules that it's lining up that you're supposed to do, you probably that's a good sign that you should probably fucking do it, and have a little bit of because man, people, if they love you, dude, they'll be okay. Yeah. Like they'll figure it out.
Yep.
They'll eventually they'll be, they might have a fucking something to say about it.
Right.
At first.
A little bit
but
of conflict,
that'll eventually that's life and that'll dissolve away. Be the one who lives the life like that, to where you're saying, you know what, I have faith. Like, here's what takes balls is having the faith to be like, this person that I know cares about me, they're going to have to stick around and I'm going to challenge them a little bit because the things that I'm going to do or I'm going to decide are not going to be exactly how they would necessarily want me to behave in their perfect projection of their world. Right. That's already, you're already thinking about it too much anyway, just by even entertaining that.
Yep.
Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
And they'll come around. Yep. If they really are in your corner, they'll fucking come around.
Oh,
and
dude,
not only that,
they'll
be better. You'll be better and they'll be better off for that.
Yep. Because a lot of times whenever, especially I think, and how this applies to me when I was younger, I think a lot of times we put off things that we like to do because, you meet that new person or, what I'm saying, you're in that new situation and you put off those things. And not just people, but even friends, you just put them off because, it's cool. But if you had just played the game, and basically were true with who you were, right? Mm-hmm. And just accepted that, sometimes people aren't going to like what I do and they're going to leave me. But this is who I am. Versus being that person who, 25, 30 years later, sitting there going, I really wish I could have did this in my life and I never did. And it makes you, I think, almost hate people, right? That's why you got to be straight up honest with people. If they don't like it, then okay, then maybe you move on. But if they don't like it and they say, fuck it, but this person's good, then I'm just going to deal with it. Well, then, but they understand, but that way you're able to be who you want to be. So I agree. That's huge, bro. That's huge because it'll make your life happier, people. And it'll let the people know you better instead of knowing this thing that's not real. Not instead of just being this person that says, yes, please. Okay, cool. That sounds great. Of course, I've always wanted to go, scuba diving naked with sharks. I love it. I think that's a great idea. No, man, it's kind of stupid, bro. I'm not into that.
Right.
So yeah, definitely good advice, bro.
What about you, man? What do you got?
Me? See, what advice would I give a 24-year-old, 5-year-old now? Oh, make sure that you realize that whoever you intend on mating with, right? that you do realize, once you do it, right, that whatever you make will be half theirs. That's for good or worse, happiness or not. So just make sure that you really think about that. I think there's a lot of people, that are out there right now. And I mean, just oh my God, what did I do? That you probably should have thought about that. And I same here, because this is stuff I wish I could have told myself at a certain age. And not that I would change anything, because it makes me who I am. And, I've experienced quite a bit, and I have great things from most of my supposed tragedies. But the reality is just make sure you know that. And could save a lot of heartbreak. Because in the end, whenever you are with a person and they're your chest feeder, you want to make sure that that the non-binary being that comes out of them, which we're not going to oppress them in their nature of what they are, because that's oppressive. That when you share this non-binary being of whatever with the chest feeder that you've copulated with, and not really sex, because that would imply something else.
Right, that would imply a male and a female engaging.
Whatever it is. Yeah, whatever you did, whoever you dump clips in the chest feeder, just know that that is beyond an important decision. I think a lot of people don't really get that. I don't. And it's because, you're all horned up. You're fucking like, whatever. It's cool. It's right. It's really not. It's not. It's not. I mean, you got to really think about it.
For sure. And some people think about it as like, oh, but it's a baby. Like it's a cute little baby. You're gonna love the baby. Right. That's you are. Of course you are.
Oh,
it's a baby. Like
kid.
You're gonna love your baby.
You're a piece of shit.
Right.
You should go and cleanse yourself.
Right. So that's not the question. Like, of course.
No.
If it happens, like, yeah, you're gonna love that baby no matter what.
No matter what. If it was, oh my God, trust me.
Yeah.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Love that child.
But
Jesus
if
Christ.
you have the choice to
copulate
and create that
with the chest feeder,
with the chest binary,
make it the non-binary
person, birther
being. No, I think being is the best way to describe it. Non-binary being.
If you're going to
came from the orifice of the chest feeder. Fucking orifice. Because everyone has an orifice, guys, so we won't fuck that one up for y'all. Fucking orifice.
Yes, orifice.
It's like a porpoise. Oh my God. Either way, what I'm saying is make sure you really, really think about it, and just don't do it because of whatever. Or be careful when you are dumping clips. Just be cognizant, because
be selective.
Right. Well, in the end, you're always going to love your child. No matter what, you're going to adore your child. And if you don't, there's something wrong with you. But will, and it won't matter after the fact at all, because you will do anything and everything, because that is your whole existence, your whole life, your whole being is your children. So that's not the point of it. Just rather, if you want to just prevent pain for not just them,
right,
but for yourself, because really in the end, it's really about, like, if you're thinking about having a child, it's not about you. You should not be thinking about having a child for you because you want to have children. No, you should be thinking about their future when you have them. When you're even thinking about having them, like, man, am I going to fuck them up? Like, or am I going to be able to do what I need to do? Or is this, chest feeder next to me fucking mentally stable? And I think that would be a good thought. That's all. Like
the little toy racetrack. Like, you're already putting those tracks before you even get the car
exactly.
out of the box.
Exactly. And it's more important to worry about their existence versus your own, because really, once you decide to become a parent, your existence is nullified. I mean, there's a lot of people that can say bullshit like, oh, I'm a adjusted parent. Wait, you're an asshole. Then you don't spend enough time with your kids, because in the end, like, once you are a parent, your whole existence is gone. Your life is now owed to them, and then you move on, and then we all die, and then just fucking cycle, rinse, repeat. So with that being said, yeah, that's what it says. Just be a little cautious because, yeah, man, it's a motherfucker. It can be.
Shit, yeah, man.
Make sure you make the right rides, guys, because this life is precious. Every moment's precious, guys. Don't waste it on bullshit.
That's right. Don't make sure you control that
Jimmy
into certain birthing people, whoever you chose to.
Don't be dumping clips in the wrong chest feeder.
That's right. Well, that's good advice, man. I'm glad we hashed that out.
Yeah.
I think those are both valuable, maybe not delivered in the most poetic way, but with some good messages.
I was Hemingway on that one.
We'll stand by. You are Hemingway.
I mean, I'm kind of.
But anyway, we'll go ahead and I think we'll bring this one to a close. And
we want to say shout out to Rick before we close out. Yeah. Say, hey man, we missed you. We make sure that the Fuhrer is always quite entertained because once he gets power, we're all screwed. But yeah, we miss Rick on this one. We did miss Rick.
We don't want to get sent into a place we don't want to be.
To a working
but no,
camp.
We did. It was we had fun, but obviously it's Skip the Noise is the trio, and we missed you, Rick. So hopefully we'll be back at full strength very soon. But that being said, without further ado, whatever kind of little transitional statement you want to interject in there, we're going to close out the show. So enjoy the tunes of whatever I selected at this moment in time, and have yourself a great week. We'll see you soon. Take care.
Keep it real.